Okay, join me in Ezekiel 18, and we're kind of going to jump around a bit. Um, but this is, and you're going to have to excuse me because my allergies are pretty bad. Um, like I used nasal spray, and I actually used it twice. And then I just a little while ago had to take Claritin, and I don't normally take Claritin. I normally just use the nasal spray, the allergy spray, and you know I don't have any problems. Well, I used it twice, and still didn't go away. But anyways, so you're gonna have to excuse the sniffles and um, I might even sneeze a couple times. Who knows? Anyways, other than that, join me in Ezekiel 18. Um, he's talking to the Israelites about, like a message that God, uh, sent Ezekiel to tell the Israelites. This is another message. And he's talking about, in this message, he's talking about um, righteous person versus a non-righteous person, like a sinful person, somebody that obeys God versus somebody who doesn't, and what happens to them. And obviously, you find that over and over it says that the righteous person will live, and the unrighteous person dies. And so I'm going to skip um, down to actually, I'm going to skip down to 19. So 19, it says what, and then it has a question mark. This is, he's saying what you ask, meaning that the Israelites are asking, what? Doesn't the child pay for the parent's sins? Another question mark. No. For if the child does what is just and right and keeps my decrees, that child will surely live. So going up, before, he's speaking he's talking about a parent, like God judges both parent and child the same way. Uh, because like you go up before, way before, he's comparing. He starts off with, well, if a guy um, chooses to live righteous, everything righteous, and then his son disagrees and lives a um, life of sin, you know, the father of the child is going to live and the child is going to die. And then it goes on to say, if the child goes on to live, and has a child of his own, and that child says, wait a minute, I don't want to live like my father, I want to live righteous. Well, then obviously you have a father who is going to die and a child that's going to live. Um, so then so describing that, you get down to 19. What, you ask, doesn't the child pay for the parent's sins? No. For if the child does what is just and right and keeps my decrees, that child will surely live. Why? The child lived a righteous life. And the father obviously did not. Then down here in 21, it does say, but if the wicked people turn away from all their sins and begin to obey my decrees, do what is just and right, they will surely live and not die. So here he's saying, like, look, if a wicked person turns away from their wickedness, they will surely live. They will not go through punishment. It says in 22, all their past sins will be forgotten and they will live because of the righteous things they have done. And then 23. Then you get to 23, and this is the moment when the little light bulb in my mind, just went off. I'm like, whoa. This is a message that the Lord wants me to get on and talk about. 23 says, do you think that I like to see wicked people die? Do you think that I like to see wicked people die, says the sovereign Lord? Of course not. That's the Lord saying, no, he's asking that question. He's saying, of course not. And today, there are people out there today who, well, it's not right that the Lord gets to judge. Like, who says that the Lord can judge the wicked? That's not a loving God. Blah, blah, blah. That, oh, it kind of sounds like the Lord is hypocritical because he's love, but yet he judges. That doesn't sound like love, does it? And here in verse 23, do you think, one, This is the same question that I'm asking the same question. Do you think that the Lord likes to see the wicked die? Do you think he likes to see the wicked get thrown into the abyss? Do you think that he's just, and stay with me, I'm going somewhere with this, all right? I'm going somewhere with all of this. Do you think that the King of Kings really? Do you think a ruler, somebody that like a president or a ruler of a country enjoys putting people, sending out the law to put bad people in prison? Do you think they enjoyed that? Do you think, somebody that does not like Donald Trump, do you think that he enjoys that he's just sitting there, oh, I just, I'm gonna get all of these immigrants and I'm gonna deport all. Do you really think that Donald Trump really no, that's pretty sickening. I don't think he's like that. But it's the law. It's the law. Because I mean, I'm not telling you when, because I don't want to come home and find a squatter, but sometime this summer, I'll be in Canada on a trip. And, well, guess what? I'm gonna have to have my passport, right? Or else I will either get deported back to the United States or I will end up in one of their jails, in one of the Canadian jails. So, why here in America do we have people who think that we can have immigrants just run free and, go to school here? Yeah, I heard about an immigrant who was going to school here and in the US, and they came and deported him. But it's the law. If I was to go to Canada and I didn't have my passport, or I didn't have, I went there illegally and got a job and I started working, and then all of a sudden they found that I was a illegal immigrant, guess what? They're gonna take me away from that job and they're going to deport me back to the United States. That's how it works. But for some stupid reason, you dumb idiots who protest think that, oh, here in the United States, we can have illegal immigrants. No, it does not work both ways, you stupid idiots. Do you think that Donald Trump just loves to deport immigrants? No. But he does it because it's the law, and I'm here to tell you likewise, the King of Kings is the same way. He punishes those who are sinners, not because he enjoys it, but because they went against the order that he wanted. They were not obedient to the King of Kings. They spent their lives wickedness and sinful and detestable things to the Lord. Do you think that you will spend eternity in heaven if you do detestable things against God? No. So don't sit there and say it is not fair. Do not sit there and say it is not fair. Do not sit there and tell me it is not fair that people that do not know God go to hell. And do not tell me that God loves it. He does not love sending people that he created to hell. He does not enjoy it at all. Do not give me that crap that he enjoys it. He's the King of Kings. He created everyone. He created you. Why would he enjoy seeing you get punished? Tell me this. Does a parent enjoy punishing their child? No. Because they gave, like, the father, with the sperm cells, created that child. The mother gave birth to that child. And so when that child disobeys the parent, do you think that parent enjoys seeing that child being disciplined? No. But it needs to be done, doesn't it? It needs to be done. Why? To save that child from living an unrighteous life. To save that child from doing things that they will regret. So each and every one of you can be mad. Each and one, I don't care if I post this video and then tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, somebody, plans to kill me and they're successful. I don't care. Because you know what? I'm saying all of this because I love you all. And I'm also tired of us, the Lord also is tired of the people that He created, complaining and whining that they get thrown into hell for disobeying God. And God is love. Well, He loves us so much. He loves you and I so much that He wants to keep us from the things that will harm us. That's love. Love is not letting the wicked do what they want. It's funny, here in America, we're starting to allow the wicked to do whatever they want. That's not love. That's simply not love. So all of you guys that have already bent the knee to allow the people, the pride people, the people, the alphabet community, to just kind of do what they want. Like, you're not loving them. You're simply not loving them. Because if you truly loved them, you would not bend their knee to their ways. You would be telling them, hey, that's going to lead down a wicked path, and it's going to eventually lead to your death. Whether a person, their flesh dies, or, like right then and there, or they, I mean, I know we all are going to die, but whether or not they're judged by God, just, like, boom, you're not living here anymore, or death doesn't come to them until they're old and just old. Judgment comes. So it doesn't matter if judgment comes while the person is here on earth or not, or they get old and pass away because they've gotten old and worn out. Judgment comes to all that disobey the King of Kings. And that is just the simple fact. And so you can be like, well, it's not fair. You can say it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. Well, think about the laws in your country. Every country has laws, right? So but here in America, we're supposed to be free. This is the free of the living. Well, there's something said about that too. Can you use your freedom to disobey the law? No. You're going to go to jail if you do. If you use your freedom to disobey the law, you're going to jail. And so likewise is humans. God gave us free will to do as we please. But if we exercise our free will to disobey Him, guess what's going to happen? Discipline, judgment. So it's something to think about, isn't it?